Good morning, traders. This is Rick Majors here at Opteck.com. Welcome to today's daily market briefing. Now, here we are at Tuesday, June 3rd, 2014. Interesting day that we have so far in the market. Now, taking a look at Australian announcements that came out. Not too much really happening so far, but as far as we can see, and I want to talk about Australia as a whole right now, they are doing better. All right, now the retail sales did slump a little bit, but I don't think that's actually going to be too indicative towards economic future right now. Retail does slump a little bit right there because for those of you who are in the northern hemisphere of the world, it is starting winter there right now, so retail sales are seen historically to take a little bit of a slump. We'll probably see it pick back up a little bit later, especially coming towards the holiday season as well. It's going to pick up anyway, so it's not a big worry right now. But what is interesting is that we are seeing that their current account also trade balances and overall deficits are lowered. So they are making money, exports are generating income, and on the overall consumer sentiment is satisfactory. So we're seeing stability there. We're seeing what could look like a good Australian dollar for the month. So if you're looking for long-term trades, keep an eye on that for the remainder of the week. Also, it would be a nice one to be trading against the dollar on the NFP in regards to it coming out negative. Now, also, we have the HSBC final manufacturing PMI. It did come out a little bit below expectations on the Chinese yuan. Now, while we don't trade the Chinese yuan, remember that it does have a lot of factors that affect other currencies like the Australian dollar, the US dollar, the euro, and the pound. Important things to keep an eye on today. We got the construction PMI coming up at 9:30 a.m. here. It's looking to go up a little bit, as far as I know, and just from what I've heard around, especially real estate wise, construction is doing well here. All right, now Britain as a whole, construction is a bit problematic because we do have limited real estate available. So for new buildings, they usually are doing a lot of older renovations, and big projects usually take time, and there's a lot of bureaucracy involved. But when there is a good boom in the market, it works and it generates good movement. From what we can see here, just in the history of so far, what's been happening in the last couple of months. Taking a look at this, you've had 3 bad months in a row. All right, a lot of shrinkage, a lot of contraction here. And again, what you can see here just from 2013, from the summer area here coming up from May and then June, it really did take a turn for the better here, and I'm expecting something similar like this. In the summer is also really the only viable time for a lot of construction companies to get working on the bigger projects, just because in the winter here, it is not really viable conditions to be working outside a lot of the time, and people prefer not to do construction projects when it's cold. So we should be seeing at least a good rise in the pound just from that today. And then we have the CPI flash estimate coming out on the euro, not set to change, but as we've seen, it's been shrinking a little bit in the last couple of months, so I actually wouldn't be completely surprised if on the overall it started to turn up a little bit for the better. That's going to be mostly what we have for today. You have the unemployment rate in the Eurozone, but it's not set to change either right now. Factory orders from the US dollar. Really, that's the mainstay of what we've got for today. Tomorrow is going to be really important. Again, G7 meetings and the ADP non-farm employment change. All right, keep your eyes open here. All right, the ADP itself is going to have a lot of impact just because it is a precursor to the NFP itself. For those of you who don't know, NFP is the Super Bowl of trading, the first Friday of every single month, and we'll be talking about how many jobs were created in the United States. The G7 meetings will talk probably about that too, at least touch on the subject a little bit in terms of unemployment and how countries are getting towards moving out of recession periods in 2014 and turning themselves into much more growth-oriented economies. All right, the G7 is the 7 largest economies worldwide, and what we're going to be looking at here, and you can see, all right, attended by finance ministers and central bankers from 7 industrialized nations: Canada, Italy, France, Germany, Japan, the UK, and the US. The meetings are closed to the press, but officials usually talk with reporters throughout the day, and this is really where you're going to be getting. It's not going to happen all at once. Remember, it's not a little bit less like a speech and more like a periodic meeting with the press and representatives from the G7 meetings who will leak out information and from that people will be reacting. So you're going to see some pretty nice spikes all throughout Wednesday. All right, and then after that we have the BOC rate statement, overnight rates, which aren't set to change either, but the ISM non-manufacturing PMI at 3 p.m. also. So you have a very interesting day tomorrow, all right, and by that time I won't be here Wednesday. That's why I'm mentioning this now. So by the time we come back on Thursday, we're going to have plenty more to talk about as well, building up further towards the NFP. For those of you looking to take longer term end of week or end of month trades, I will recommend against it right now, just in case. I want to see what happens first of all tomorrow with the ADP, if it comes out positive or not, and then we'll start taking a look at how we want to set ourselves up for the end of the week. All right, guys, that's all I had for today. Thanks so much for stopping into the Daily Market Briefing. If you'd like to contact me personally with any questions or comments, feel free to get me on Skype at rick.majors.opteck or rick.majors@opteck.com via email. Don't forget to like and subscribe down at the bottom of the video, and stay tuned with us Monday through Thursday at 9 a.m. British time. Guys, as usual, good luck. I'll see you all on Thursday, and happy trading.